And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. All right, today's a big old Wednesday. The play-in tournament continues today. Looking at the Western Conference play-in tournament, we get the Spurs and the Grizzlies, and then the good one that we've all been waiting for, the Lakers and the Warriors. Two great teams finding themselves in the play-in tournament. So we'll see who takes game one, gets to that 7th seed, and we'll see which one has to face either the Spurs or the Grizzlies to get that last 8th seed. So today on the show, we'll be talking about the play-in tournament games that happened last night. I mean, what kind of letdowns? Really kind of just two blowout games. We'll talk about them. We're also going to be talking about the Rookie of the Year today. We did our MVP yesterday. We're going to be looking at the Rookie of the Year today. We'll also be looking at weeks 9 and 10 in the NFL schedule, determining those winners. And that is going to do it. We'll try to get a better moneymaker. I mean, we kind of floundered yesterday, 0-2. So we'll take what we learned in yesterday's games and try to apply that to today's games. And hopefully we can hit our moneymaker tonight. So we got all that today on the show. So let's just jump right into it today with the stories of the day. And the first one's good news here. Joe Burrow is being, quote, all systems go for September 12th, the first game of the season. So he's looking to be ready to go after that brutal leg reconstruction surgery that he had to have. So before we get into this, let's relive Joe Burrow's tragic rookie year injury that kept him out for the rest of the season. So here we go. It was... what is this, week 10? Week 10 against Washington in the third quarter, just started the second half, and Joe Burrow dropping back to pass, and oh man, he kind of gets hit on the leg, and then somebody comes over the top as well, so he kind of just falls over like an egg, and man, oh man, that man is down bad, in pain, grimacing. But let's see if we can get a little bit of a better shot here, slow-mo, different angle. Let's see. Ryan Finley's ready to rock it in the game. And this video even says, here is the replay. Quote, this is extremely graphic. View at your own risk. We are going to be viewing at our own risk. Let's see how bad this injury really was. Here he goes, the drop back, the pass. Oh my God. Oh my God. The knee turned around the wrong way. Literally got hit high and low at the same time. Somebody's hitting his knee. We get a Washington player going low on the knee, not on purpose. He just kind of gets tackled. His own guy kind of tackled the defensive guy right into him, right into that knee. And then we got Sweat over here coming over the top, and he just kind of folds, and that knee were nowhere to go. So it just snaps and bends and twists and gets truly destroyed. And oof, that's tough, man. That is truly tough. But hey, he had surgery. What'd they do here? He underwent reconstructive left knee surgery in December and is now all systems go for the September 12th regular season opener against the Minnesota Vikings. We get a quote here by his doctor. Quote, he's on track for full go for the start of the season. He's doing all the work. He's worked his tail off and has been an amazingly mature participant in his recovery. He's focused and great to work with. So, hey, even the doctor likes him. He's like, damn, this kid's all right. I'm rooting for this kid to, get back to, his true form before this injury. So good news here if you're the Bengals fan. Good news here if you're Joe Burrow. Obviously, to be able to go week 1, and we'll see what Joe Burrow can do going into his second year. Head coach going into his second year, getting the full draft. They got the line help. They got some wide receivers to help him out as well. So we'll see how it all happens out. and if it's going to be good to go. But one thing to watch for Joe Burrow this season, is he going to be a little timid? Is he going to be a little timid around the pocket, a little skittish? I mean, that's a gruesome injury, and that's your first year. I mean, how that's going to be scarred. That's going to be scarred in him for the rest of his career. So hopefully he can kind of put that in the back of his memory. This doesn't happen all the time. I mean, we get do we get like one gruesome quarterback injury every single season? Is that right? That sound right? It sounds kind of right. So it doesn't happen that often, and we'll see how he goes. But he's all systems go for week 1, folks. All right, let's move on to this one. Niners general manager John Lynch, quote, "From day one, we've been upfront with Jimmy Garoppolo, and, we've got this Jimmy Garoppolo saga. We're still not really sure. We're expecting Jimmy Garoppolo to be the week 1 starter, but we're really not sure if Trey Lance is going to be able to, win the job himself, or is it just going to come down to Jimmy Garoppolo? If he gets injured, then Trey Lance comes in." So let's see this article here and these quotes and see what John Lynch here is saying. All right, so here we go. Niners general manager John Lynch told Colin Cowherd on Tuesday that the club kept Jimmy G appraised of the situation throughout the process. Quote, "I think Jimmy's got a really good trust in myself and Kyle. I think you earned that, and I think from day one, we've been very upfront with Jimmy. We went to Jimmy. I told him the truth. Look, We've made a decision that we're going to pursue a quarterback this offseason. Jimmy, when you've played, you've been tremendous, and the record speaks to that. We feel like there's room for growth. The biggest thing has been it's hard to keep you on the field. That's not an easy thing to tell a player, but Jimmy took it tremendously. And, this is great here. This is just such a great quote that really just puts this full picture of the 49ers organization really clear here. It just kind of speaks volume, the differences between the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo and the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't really been kept in the loop. He was surprised that they took Jordan Love last season with their first round pick when he kind of went to them as can I get some help out here, please? I mean, I'm one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and you're kind of treating me like garbage out here. You're not giving me any help. You're kind of, all right, he's great, so, he can make, tier 3 wide receivers into something good. And yeah, I can, but that's not going to get us to a Super Bowl. We need a over the top, take the top off the defense weapon. And, Aaron Rodgers is you just drafted my replacement. So what the hell is going on here? So, there's just draft differences here in communication. And it seems like this 49ers team is doing it all right. They went to Jimmy Garoppolo to be like, hey, we don't want to do this, but, I mean, we're not blaming you, but you are kind of forcing our hand a little bit. When you're playing, you're absolutely great, and that is absolutely true. When he got to that Super Bowl year, 13-3, 69% completion percentage, 3,900 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, all solid as heck, folks. He got you to a Super Bowl, folks. Scrub quarterbacks don't really make it to the Super Bowl, folks. I mean, they really kind of get weeded out in those playoff games, and then it's the best teams, the best quarterbacks getting into the Super Bowl. I mean, when was the last time a kind of subpar quarterback got into the Super Bowl? Maybe Jared Goff. I mean, but that's still kind of be determined. But other than that, it's Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo, who just got there last year. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes again. So it's always the good quarterbacks that are able to get to the Super Bowl. So if you get to the Super Bowl, that kind of tells us a lot. I mean, you're no scrub. I mean, Mark Sanchez got to 2 straight AFC championship games, but can never push past it, even though that Jets defense was absolutely great. So, I mean, the football playoffs really have this kind of sense to weed out the bad quarterbacks. I mean, the quarterbacks that we've got for the last 10 years or 20 years are Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady a ton of times, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Matt Ryan. So there's really no scrub quarterbacks that get into the Super Bowl. So the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo was able to get to the Super Bowl and play pretty well for 3 quarters, speaks kind of volume. So the 49ers yes, we want to keep you. We want you to be the starter, but you cannot stay healthy. I mean, 3-3 last year, only playing 6 games, playing 3 games in 2018, playing 5 games in 2017 when they brought him there. So we know he just can't stay healthy, and that's the biggest kind of downturn. And Jimmy Garoppolo seems to be taking it absolutely perfectly. We've heard him kind of with some quotes saying, yeah, I'm going to kind of be a mentor to this man. It's still kind of competition. If I'm healthy, I can go and beat Trey Lance, no problem, for the starting job. It's just I need to stay healthy. He knows that, and he doesn't let that kind of hurt his feelings. We see Aaron Rodgers, him not being part of the organization and kind of the communication, and we get him kind of speaking out against the Packers every single offseason for the entire offseason. We have to hear about how displeased Aaron Rodgers is, and there's no help and blah blah blah. They don't treat him like the greatest of all time and all this. But Jimmy Garoppolo's like, I understand it. Thank you for coming to me man to man, straight up, telling me what you believe, telling me your plans, all of that. And hey, I'm going to try my damnedest to stay healthy because I'm trying to help this team as well. So just a great organization here, great general manager, great head coach. They're keeping all their players in the loop, and that's how you keep a happy team. That's why teammates and players all play for each other, because they know the organization is solid. Not like this Lions team where Dan Campbell's trying to bring in real Lions to get everybody riled up for some, I don't know, is that supposed to get everybody riled up? I don't know. But I absolutely love it here. I think really the 49ers are doing the right decision. Every kind of quote that comes out, it just seems like they've got the right intentions in mind. It's just, it's just the injuries for Jimmy G. They know that, he knows that, and we'll see if it changes this year. But he got you to a Super Bowl, so you really can't just cut him loose that easily. So we'll see how much of a fight Trey Lance puts up, just kind of, head-to-head if Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy, and we'll see if he can stay healthy and what Trey Lance can look like if Jimmy Garoppolo does go down, if he's ready to step in whenever that happens. Alrighty, what else we got here? It's not only just Tom Brady returning to Foxborough week 4. We get Rob Gronkowski. I know the big headline is going to be Brady versus Bill, but Rob Gronkowski was there for a couple of those Super Bowls with the Patriots. He was a huge piece of why that Patriots team had success for their longevity of all the years that Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick were there. So another kind of sub-storyline going into week 4 this year is going to be, what is Rob Gronkowski thinking about all this kind of returning to Foxborough, Bill, Rob, Brady, all this. So we get a quote here by Rob Gronkowski, so let's see what we get here. Rob Gronkowski is also headed to his homecoming with his former team. Quote, "That's going to be crazy. It's going to be pretty epic. It's definitely going to be emotional for sure, I would say. I just had a great 9 years in New England, probably the best 9 years of my life. It was the beginning of basically my whole football career there. It's definitely going to be heartfelt when I go back, and I've just got to be prepared for that game. I've got to be prepared for every game, but especially that one. It's never going to be easy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be different." So Rob Gronkowski all ready to get back, and like you said, it is going to be heartfelt, but both sides want to win. Bill wants to win because he's like, I don't need y'all. Leave. Go to a different team. I don't care. I'm going to still win rings without y'all. Oh, y'all just want a ring? All right, but I'm going to win the next one. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to win the next one. I don't care that, damn it, I do kind of care. But I don't care that Brady just won a ring. He had a stacked team. I don't care. I had Cam Newton. 1 year Cam Newton. Give me 2 years with Cam Newton. We'll get ready to rock. And Rob Gronkowski, okay, he was an afterthought. He was like the 5th best wide receiver on that team. I'm not worried about these guys. And Brady's just sitting back like, it don't matter. It don't matter even if I win or lose this game. I got another ring. That's the ultimate thing. That's really the only thing that matters. I can lose every single game this season, and my kind of reputation, my record will be tarnished 0. I have accomplished everything in New England. I backed up my play in Tampa Bay. I could retire right now, Bill. You can't. If you retire right now, Bill, I'm the greatest of all time, and I carried you to all the rings. Is that what you want, Bill? Is that what you want? Because if I retire, I'm going to put the pressure on you. So, what's up, Bill? I could throw 4 interceptions this game. I may just throw 4 interceptions this game just to try to make it a little bit of a challenge, just to get a little bit of even more of a dig. Hey, I threw 4 interceptions against Bill Belichick's defense, and I still won the game. What's up, Billy? What's up? And then Rob Gronkowski's like, Yeah, I'm a rock with Tom Brady. He's my guy. He's the one throwing me the ball. I know Bill was coaching me, but I'm a rock with my man Tom Brady. That's why I kind of retired and went wrestling, and then I came back so I could actually come back to a different team because I don't really want to play for Bill anymore. So a lot of storylines heading into this week 4 matchup. Going to be an absolutely great game. And I think I'm rooting for Bill Belichick in this one. I really kind of want Bill Belichick's defense to get after Tom Brady, and let's see if he flounders. But every time we go against Tom Brady, it bites us in the butt. So we are going to have to kind of keep that in mind to bet on Tom Brady in this game. We can root for Bill Belichick to win, but I think we are going to have to kind of bet the Brady spread. They're probably, I don't even know what the spread would kind of be for that game. Just kind of, obviously we don't know what the first 3 weeks are going to do, but this great Bucs defense and offense going on the road. So we know the Patriots are going to get -3 points for being at home. But I think, with all that talent, defense, offense, great talent, coaching talent, Tom Brady talent, Rob Gronkowski talent, Super Bowl winning caliber, 22 players, starters, talent. I don't know. I think that may drive the line up to probably Bucs. It's either going to, maybe, would it be crazy to say like Bucs -3? A complete flip, a complete 6-point flip on the spread? Would that be crazy? Or is it just going to be a push? I can't really see the Patriots being favorites in that game, even though they're at home. I don't know, man. So hopefully we don't fall sucker to the spread, but we got to bet on Brady. So keep that in mind. Hopefully we can remember to bet on Brady and not get caught up in the first 3 weeks of the season. So week 4 of the NFL season. It's early, it's nice, it's going to be great, and then maybe they meet in the Super Bowl? Probably not, because we got the Colts coming out the AFC, but we'll see what happens with the Patriots. Alrighty, and speaking about, this week 4 matchup, we got some interesting news here about the Bucs and the Titans, and kind of, our narrative that we've kind of been, seeing through kind of, reading between the lines of everything and seeing how the Titans, have gone about their defense in the offseason and the draft. Kind of our theory and our narrative is here that this Titans team is going to be like focusing hard on the defense. That's going to be the best thing about them. And then just for the offense, they're just going to really just kind of eat up a lot of the clock and run the ball. Ryan Tannehill is going to have probably his lowest part in the offense totality. So Bruce Arians says that Buccaneers are planning joint preseason practices with the Titans. The Bucs, one of the best defensive teams last year, they signed everybody back. And maybe Frank Vogel's like, hey, or not Frank Vogel. Who's the Titans head coach? Frank Vogel's the Lakers head coach. Damn, I'm blanking on it. Vrabel. Mike Vrabel? Mike Vrabel. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Maybe Mike Vrabel's like, hey, that's a good defense over there. You mind if I kind of just see how y'all run that and, just kind of take some notes? We don't face each other in the regular season, so would y'all mind if we kind of took a little bit of notes here? And I think that's kind of, once again, backing up our narrative, getting more credit to that narrative that this Titans defense is just going to be locking it up all year and is going to get after it. So let's see what we get here in the article. Let's see what's going on about these joint practices here, and let's see if we get a little bit more information. So here we go. Last season, the COVID-19 pandemic sideswiped the joint preseason practices, which NFL clubs have used to get more valuable reps in during the summer. The hope is those sessions will return in 2021. So there is kind of, coaches do believe, hey, when we kind of go practice with other teams, we get better results, we get more out of the practice. So, that's something. Once again, Mike Vrabel's like, I feel like that's not, is his first name Mike Vrabel? Is that right? Let me double check that. I feel it's not sounding right. Let's see. Mike Vrabel. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Mike Vrabel right here. Okay, we were right. All right, back to the article here. So, Mike Vrabel wanting to kind of learn a little bit from Bruce Arians a little bit, maybe kind of, he's watching, the offense, with, his eyes, but, that other eyes kind of looking out of the corner. Oh, this is what they do over there? Okay, I see. Okay, I'm going to implement that. We need our defense to be good this season. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach Bruce Arians told the Pewter Report podcast that his team has tentative plans to hold joint practices with the Tennessee Titans before their preseason matchup. They do face in the preseason, but who cares? Quote here by Bruce Arians, so much of what will depend on how practice goes. If we get in and have good OTAs and a good mini camp, as training camps going on, we've got a week to set up with the Titans. Hopefully everything goes well so we can do that, and we'll just judge where everybody is at, how much they play in the preseason. So just kind of, classic there, but just go back to this point that, that they are kind of mutually interested to practice together before the preseason matchup. And once again, like we said, learning a little bit from the other team, knowing that you're not going to face them in the regular season. So it doesn't really matter if they kind of know what you can do. Now, they could face in the Super Bowl, and they know that's when it's going to come back and, maybe bite them in the butt. But, I don't know if the Titans are going to get to the Super Bowl. But, we'll see what happens here. Titans and the Bucs. The Bucs had the greatest defense. We think the Titans are really trying to hammer in their defense this season, so let's see what happens, and we'll know more by the time the NFL season officially starts and how this Titans team is actually kind of looking offensively and defensively. Is it kind of lining up heavy run offense? I'm calling 80% of the scoring drives are going to be heavy on the offense or on the running game. All right, so we'll see what happens there. All right, let's head over to these NBA stories now. Since the regular season has wrapped up, we now have kind of the best players in all the categories. So here we go. The NBA scoring champ we know is Steph Curry, 32 points a game, absolutely getting it done. These last 2 months, he's really just been absolutely magnificent, brilliant, kind of classic Curry. The beginning of this kind of Warriors year, it was really not that great. Kelly Oubre Jr. was trying to kind of fit in. He never fit in. He never really really kind of fit in to this offense. That's why they were kind of really good when he was down on the bench, and even kind of a little bit better when he never even played. But Steph Curry kind of reminded everybody these last 2 months of, hey, I'm the greatest shooter of all time. I do this. I know Klay Thompson's my number 2, and I definitely want him back, but I can still kind of do it myself. So huge shout out to Steph Curry here. Really made a really compelling MVP case these last 2 months, but Jokic was doing it for the entire season, so we have to kind of give it to him. Rebounds, it's Clint Capella, absolutely great, 14.3 rebounds a game, the best big rebounding in the league, and little slept on. I mean, we're big fans of this Hawks team. Trae Young and Clint Capella, we've been big on Clint Capella since the start of the season, so very well done to him. 14.3 rebounds a game, man, oh man, get it done. Now he's going into the playoffs, and if the shooters can keep it up, if Bogdanovich can keep it up for this Hawks team, watch out for them. We've already had the upset. We already had the upset of Atlanta beating the Knicks in 7 games, and Clint Capella is going to be huge on that. When we just kind of look at the sheer matchups of the bigs there in this Atlanta Knicks series that's going to be starting, I think, is it one of the Saturday ones, or is it going to be Sunday? But when the playoffs start, whenever they face, I mean, Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson are really going to have their hands full with Clint Capella. Nerlens Noel is nowhere near 14.3 rebounds a game. I want to say he's at 6 or 7. Let's get that up real quick. And I also want to bring up Clint Capella's points stats, because I believe that Clint Capella is also averaging 15 points with those 14 rebounds, which is fantastic. So Nerlens Noel here, 6 rebounds a game. So he's really going to have his kind of work cut out for him down low going against Clint Capella every single game. And Nerlens Noel is not a tier 1 big, folks. He's tier 2 at best, and I want to kind of say he's on the cusp of tier 3 to the tier 2 there. So where Clint Capella is A1 tier 1. We know this. I mean, we just told you he's the best rebounder in the league. So let's see what Clint Capella is averaging points-wise, because I want to say that's actually very impressive as well. Here we go. 15 points, 14 rebounds every single game. Yes, sir. So, I mean, just truly, this Knicks team, they've got the shooters. They've got some nice shooters, but so do the Hawks, and the Hawks have the good bigs as well. So, truly, it's going to be a hard series for this Knicks team, but they do play great defense. So, we'll see. It's going to be a great one. We think it goes 7, but we think that the Hawks get it out in Game 7. All right, the assisting leader here is Russell Westbrook, 11.7 assists per game. Truly unfortunate that James Harden got injured this season because, he was averaging 10 before he went down, and, he could have gotten to that 11 mark. So very well done to Russell Westbrook. Unfortunately, he floundered in yesterday's game. Truly unfortunate. We're going to talk about that in a little bit more in depth in a second once we get to the NBA. But, yeah, just unfortunate Russell Westbrook. We know he averages the triple-double. We know he's absolutely great. We know he's just a dog all over the floor. He goes 1,000% on every single play, every single second of those games. So well done to Russell Westbrook with the 11 assists. Another reason why we really can't give Chris Paul the MVP. I mean, folks, we're talking about multiple point guards with more assists per game than Chris Paul, while also getting like 10 more points a game than what Chris Paul does. So it's really just not even a conversation. And I have to bring this up because it's just disrespectful. Chris Paul is honestly probably my favorite player. Steph Curry's working his way up there just because he's just so brilliant to watch. Russell Westbrook's up there as well for his hustle, but when I first started watching the NBA, it was really kind of Chris Paul that brought me in. So I was a huge fan. I've got the Chris Paul Clippers jersey. I love Chris Paul and I feel for Chris Paul. Don't get me wrong, but this is not the year for the MVP. I mean, maybe last year when he was doing it alone on that Thunder team, yeah, give it to him last year, but now he's got Devin Booker. I can't give it to him now. So Russell Westbrook, a leading assister for the season. Very well done. Jimmy Butler, the steals leader with 2.1 steals per game. We know he's great. He's the heart. He's the lifeblood of this Heat team. He's really going to have to be on his beast mode if he wants to kind of compete with this Bucks team. Nobody on this Heat team is as good as they were last year in the bubble besides Jimmy Butler. He is always consistent. Even Goran Dragic took a little bit of a step back. I think Bam Adebayo took a slight step back. Tyler Hero took a big step back from last year in the bubble to this season. So, and I'm still hearing that, this Heat team is going to beat the Bucks. A lot of people are saying that in this first round series matchup, and I truly do not believe it. We called it last year that the Heat would upset the Bucks 4-2, and now we've got the Bucks winning. What do we got them at? 4-2 here? Let's go back to this. Is this still up? This is the Western Conference. What's our official prediction here in the Eastern Conference? 4-1. We've only got the Heat winning one game here. We don't even think it's going to go 6, folks. So Jimmy Butler, he's going to have to get on his grind here. He's really going to have to lock it up defensively. I just don't think the Heat are going to have the offense to really keep up with the Bucks. But well done for Jimmy Butler being the leading steals leader for this season. Very well done. And then the leader of the blocks is Rudy Gobert at 2.7 blocks per game. Once again, he's really at the top candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. We don't really like to kind of, solidify one player as the Defensive Player of the Year. We don't really talk about that much. We just like team defense overall. We really think that's better than just individual stats. But at 2.7 blocks per game, you got to get up for Rudy Gobert, absolutely making his presence known down low. If you're going to come down low against Rudy Gobert, expect that shit to get blocked in your face, folks. You can't guard the perimeter too well, but down low, he's an absolute clog down there. And then for the minutes per game, Julius Randle, oh my God, overworked here in New York. 37.6 minutes per game, and he led the league in minutes played per game. So very well done to him. Definitely need it. A huge workhorse. This is why the Knicks are kind of the 4th seed. The defense is, a huge part of it, but same with Julius Randle. If it wasn't for him having this great season, building the foundation here before, Derrick Rose got there before the trade deadline and all that happened. It was really just Julius Randle building the groundwork of what this Knicks team is. They found themselves up to the 4th seed now, but they've got their work cut out for them first round when they have to face the Hawks. Hopefully, Julius Randle and that defense can get it done, but they got the rebounding captain down there, Clint Capella. So going to be a great one. Well done to all kind of the champions here in these categories. Truly deserved, and we'll see who makes the splash here. All these players are basically in the playoffs, besides Russell Westbrook, who is still fighting for that last seed. But, all these, Julius Randle, the Knicks, Rudy Gobert, the Jazz, Jimmy Butler, the Heat, Clint Capella, the Hawks, Steph Curry, the Warriors. Well, the Warriors aren't even in the playoffs either, but they've got a real good chance tonight to get it. But, well done to all these kind of leaders, and we'll see how they do in the playoffs. Alrighty, let's go to this story. We kind of touched on it a little bit at the end of yesterday's show, when we were going over the breaking news section. But, quote, it's widely believed that the NBA will expand past 30 teams to, quote, recoup losses from the pandemic, which kind of, a little strange to us when we first read it. And then we, finally read the article, and there's really nothing in there. There's really nothing really in there that is really suggesting this. But let's see what we get here. They also say that Seattle and Las Vegas are the front runners to be those two new expansion teams, because there are only 28 teams here. But this article real short here, providing really nothing here. We could probably read the entire article. It's this short. But according to Michael Grange of Sportsnet, so right there, is that a good source? Sportsnet, Michael Grange. I've never heard of him. So according to him, the NBA could be on the cusp of league expansion. Could be on the league. I mean, so they could expand, and now they could be on the cusp of expanding. It's like so nothing really concrete here. Maybe bamboozling us to talk about it, but here we are. Given the revenue hit caused by the pandemic, did they take a big revenue hit? I think everybody just in general took a revenue hit just because, everybody was locked in their homes, no spending, anything like that. But now people are spending, and the basketball, that was the first sport to come back. So, that was the real first entertainment. Then they got into the Black Lives Matter movement and all that. They weren't getting any funding from that. I know they were giving money. You don't think they were getting anything back in some sort of way? More revenue, more viewers, more, they promote Black Lives Matter, more people want to advertise with them, they get more money. So I don't know if they lost that much money during the pandemic. I'm sure they lost some because of the TV money when they had to, cancel the season. But then when they came back and they were, doing the bubble and all that, I don't know. So I would like to see the full numbers on this. But I don't have those. Given the revenue hit caused by the pandemic, Seattle and Las Vegas are the two notable leading candidates to add an NBA franchise. All right, why is that? Quote here, this is Michael Grange, his quote. It's widely believed that the NBA will expand for the first time since rounding out to 30 teams in 2004, partly to recoup losses from the pandemic. So now it's just partly. Okay. Returning to Seattle as part of the process is almost a given, with Las Vegas being the other likely city. Now, why is that a given? And also, why is Las Vegas? Why is every team getting into Las Vegas now that betting is coming into the mainstream? Doesn't seem a little coincidental there? Everybody kind of wants a home base down there, possibly, with Las Vegas being the other likely city. Now that the area issues that led to the Supersonics leaving for Oklahoma City in 2008 have been resolved. Okay. Grange added that current Toronto Raptors president Masai Ujiri has shown signs of wanting to pursue a contract extension through joining a potential expansion franchise is enticing. Okay. Quote, but there is no timetable for that. So they want to recoup their losses from the pandemic, but they don't want to do it as quickly as possible. There's no timetable. And then he goes to say this, and typically there is a minimum 2-year lag between franchises being awarded and play beginning. So they want to recoup the losses from the pandemic, but there's no timetable for that in sight, and then it's a 2-year lag once they get there. So, I mean, we're not even talking about this league making money until when? I mean, right now it's 2021. If you do it right now, the announcements right now, they don't even play till 2023, but there's no timetable. So let's give it an extra year at minimum of 2024. That's when it's all going to be getting to happening. So really just kind of a bogus article right here that kind of sucked us in, but that's all the information, folks. There it is. I just read it to y'all. So really nothing here. This Michael Grange guy. What is this guy he got? He's on Twitter. 64,000 followers. Pretty decent. His bio, web, TV, and radio for Rogers Sportsnet. Lots of Raptors/NBA, but not just hoops. Married with 2 kids and a lab. West End boy. Okay. That's Michael Grange, folks. So take whatever he just said in that article with a grain of salt, I guess. All right, and then the last story to talk about, it's mother-loving Lakers, Warriors, LeBron James, Steph Curry in a play-in tournament? That doesn't sound right, no, because the only time we really even see them in the postseason is in the finals, because that's what they do consistently. LeBron versus Curry. I mean, we went through the saga. What is there, like four parts in that saga? 5 parts of just finals of LeBron versus Curry and company. Gotta say in company because, the Kevin Durant, unfortunately. But here we go. We got a nice little kind of 3-minute highlight clip of the best of Steph Curry versus LeBron James. So let's watch this and see kind of all the greatness. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. And LeBron, maybe just the best player of all time. He does everything. He's all over the floor. I mean, we know Michael Jordan's one of the greatest, scorers of all time. Steph Curry's one of the greatest shooters of all time. But of everything LeBron James does, possibly the greatest overall player of all time. I think we obviously top 2. I would say at least. So here we go. Let's see what we get here. Steph Curry driving in. Oh my God, LeBron just blocking him. What are you trying to do with Steph Curry? And then that great mean mug that, all over the internet now. LeBron James like, what are you doing? You're what, like 6'3", bro? I'm LeBron, I'm the king. You coming at the king down low? I'm blocking this shit all day. Here we go. Number 10. Steph Curry hits a buzzer beater at the half. Look at him. Oh, my God. And he's just so relentless all over the floor, folks. He's just instantly open. Just look at this little bit of a bad pass there, but it finds his way back to him. And there he is cashing out for 3. And man, oh, man, I love the crowd. I mean, definitely. I miss the crowd so much in this NBA, folks, having no crowd. And were you watching the games last night? They were pumping in fake crowd noise while there was live fans, and it just did not match up. I mean, everybody's just, on courtside with masks on, and you hear, loud, cheering and, defense. It's like, they're not saying that. There's no way they're making all that noise. So it really kind of takes you out of the experience, and now we don't even know what's real and what's fake anymore when we're watching sports due to the crowd noise. Is it really the crowd chanting that, or is it fake? Because they don't like to show the crowd anymore. So truly, hopefully it goes back to normal at some point, but I really do not like what's going on here. With this fake crowd noise with the fans in the stands. It just does not make for a good, enjoyable product, in my opinion. But let's continue here with the highlights. Steph Curry, just automatic from 3. And this is going to be huge for this Warriors team coming up tonight. Steph Curry needs to get it done because we just saw the 2 playing games yesterday. What won? If you break it down to what won yesterday, it was the shooting and it was the kind of the big stretch, the kind of short stretch scoring. Getting it done quickly, efficiently. We saw... who was it for the Pacers? Doug McDermott just come out instantly and hit like 3 straight threes, 9 points quick. And from really that point on, Doug McDermott, the first 6 minutes of the game was over at that point. And then for the Celtics, it was just Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, just putting up the points every time down the floor, efficient as heck. So just building out that lead, getting it done. So the quick scoring is what's going to kind of win these playing games. And Steph Curry is one of the best to ever do it. So we'll see if he kind of is able to get it going right from the get-go for them to kind of win this game. All right, play number 9 here. 2016, June 2019, Game 7 over Tristan Thompson to tie the game from 3. Ooh, clutch as clutch can be, baby. I love it. Steph Curry. Number 8 here, June 19, 2016, LeBron with the big dunk in the finals. Yes, sir. Energizing on the road. A bad steal attempt there by Steph Curry. And then there's the king, folks, throwing it down thunderously. Give it up for the man. Play number 7, June 7th, 2015. Steph does it himself to tie game number 2. Once again, clutch as heck going down. He can hit the 3 to tie it up. He can go down low and just lay it up. This time crossing over the king here. The screen by Draymond Green. Absolutely fantastic. And then Tristan Thompson, trying to keep up with Steph Curry. What are we, nuts out here? What are we, nuts? That's a mismatch. Go and lay that up, young fella. Yes, sir. Play number 6 from June 8th, 2016. LeBron steals the ball from Steph and gets the dunk. There it is. Lob it up once again. Energizing the crowd, getting the crowd into it, taking all the momentum with that thunderous play right here. And there it is, the king dunking it down again. Yes, sir. Woof. If we get a LeBron James dunk in this game, ooh. Imagine if there was a packed house. Ooh, even better. Play number 5, June 16, 2016. LeBron with the huge block on Steph once again to help send finals to Game 7 here. This was the play that they kind of introduced it with, the mean mug. Once again, LeBron's like, I know you're new to this league. It's only 2016, but I'm still the mother-loving king out here, baby. Don't disrespect me by coming down here in the paint. I'm blocking this shit. Y'all don't know I block in the finals. We haven't gotten to the Andre Iguodala block, and we're at play number 4 here, folks. So expect that to come up. But here we go. Play number 4 from June 3rd, 2018. Steph from downtown over Kevin Love to seal Game 2. Once again, clutch in the finals, folks. You have to respect Steph Curry 1,000%, folks. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like or respect Steph Curry. But if you do, show him this video because he's one of the clutchest players to ever do it. Getting it done in the finals. How much more clutch can you be? So here we go, Steph from downtown over Kevin Love, wherever. Oh my God. Just look at how effortlessly he shoots the ball, folks. One of the quickest release time ever. The ball kind of gets knocked out of his hand for a little bit, and he barely even corrals it to regain possession. He just shoots it up, and it's good all day, folks. We know that's good. Like, we know it. It's just ridiculous. It's amazing. It's spectacular. He's one of the greatest to ever do it, and it's fantastic. Damn. Play number 3. Here we go. December 25th, 2016, Christmas Day. LeBron and Kyrie put on a show for Christmas. Another big thunderous dunk by LeBron James. Yes, sir. Double down low. Durant and Draymond Green trying to block him last second, but it's the king. You can't block the king. The king does the blocks. Here we go. Play number 2, June 4th, 2017. Steph dances around LeBron for the layup. Ooh, this time he dethrones the king a little bit. See, even the king gets kind of brought down sometimes down low in the paint because of Steph Curry's athleticism, his shiftiness, his quickness. There's really, this is good defense too. It's just truly unfortunate because that's how great Steph Curry's game is. You never know when he's just gonna pick it up and fling the ball. That's Steph Curry's greatest kind of power because we just saw it 2 plays ago when Kevin Love kind of poked the ball out just a hair and he just threw it up like 5 feet behind the 3 line. So it's just absolutely fantastic. Able to beat LeBron this time, but what's play number 1? Is it the block on Iguodala? It's got to be. Right? Man, just look at how effortlessly he moves and able to dribble the ball. Steph Curry's a freaking magician, and it's fantastic to watch. Play number 1. Okay, here we go. LeBron goes off the backboard to himself for the dunk in Game 3. There it is, June 6, 2018. No block on Andre Iguodala? Not even in the top 10? Really? Okay. Well, that's the number 1. I don't know if I agree with this one. A lob to himself off the backboard? Okay. It's like good. It's good. I don't know if it's number 1, but all right. I'm a little upset we didn't get the LeBron block on Andre Iguodala, but yeah, that's what you're in store for, folks, tonight. Lakers, Warriors, LeBron, Curry, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond versus Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green. A little different here. LeBron versus Curry always stays the same, but the supporting cast around them always changes. We'll see who gets the better of who tonight. We'll make our pick in a second because we're heading over to the NBA now, so let's get to that. So those were all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So now we'll go to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's playing games, and then we'll head over to the Rookie of the Year debate, and then we'll do the weeks 9 and 10 in the NFL season. All right, so here we go. 2 games on last night. Obviously, the play-in games and really just kind of blowouts, man. Hornets get absolutely freaking butchered last night, 144-117. And can we talk about how great that Pacers team was last night without Karis LeVert? I mean, absolutely magnificent. We knew that Karis LeVert really doesn't help this team at all. Ever since the trade deadline, they were still kind of lackluster, and they were still kind of losing with even Karis LeVert putting up like 20, 25-plus points every single night. So we know that he didn't really kind of lead to them changing or getting better, and they kind of played a little bit better without him, a little bit more freer, a little bit more looser. We saw Doug McDermott take a lot more shots. He's feeling confident now that there's no Karis LeVert. Not that Karis LeVert's like a ball hog, but he is a little ball dominant out there. So the Pacers get the absolutely huge win there. So let's talk about that team first. We'll go a little bit deeper into this one. All right, let's start here with the Pacers. Like we said, Doug McDermott, let's start with his stats. 21 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 6 from 3, and 7 of 9 from the field overall, 77%. Absolutely fantastic. Him getting it done right from the get-go really just put this Hornets team behind, and they were never able to catch up for the entire game. Honestly, the Pacers won in the first 5 minutes of the game, and it was kind of a little upsetting because we were having big hopes on that Hornets team, but they floundered, and well done for the Pacers. We'll start respecting this Pacers team a little bit more, and we'll see if they can beat the Wizards in the final play-in game for that final 8th seed. But well done to Doug McDermott. Absolutely freaking killer last night, truly. All right, Sabonis was playing the 5 still, 14 points, but look at this, 21 rebounds. Again, we know that Hornets team does not have any good bigs, and Sabonis is the Pacers' best player. He's playing the 5. He's like, oh, Doug McDermott, you're good with the scoring? All right, I'll grab the boards. 21 rebounds for Sabonis, 9 assists to go along with that. 1 assist shot of a triple-double. Would have been fantastic. All right, Justin Holiday at the 2, 12 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon, 16 points, 8 assists on 60% shooting, 3 of 5 from the 3. And then O'Shea Brissett at the 4 had a great game as well, 23 points. He led the team in scoring, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 3 of 6 from the 3 and 71% from the field on 14 shots. So everybody in the starting lineup was getting it done. Everybody in 10-plus points, 2 players in 20 or more points. So it's just absolutely fantastic. Sabonis with the boards. Everybody was scoring out there. And then the bench even got into it as well. TJ McConnell off the bench, 17 points, 4 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds on 66% on 12 shots. Yes, sir. Keelan Martin, 14 points, 2 rebounds. Yes, sir. And Goga Badazi, 14 points, 10 rebounds in 18 minutes. Once again, just getting it done. The bench had a great night. The starters had a fantastic night. And this was probably the best we've ever seen the Pacers play. When it came time to step it up, they did. We've got to give this Pacers team so much respect. We've kind of, been disrespecting them the entire season, just showing us nothing good. We've said it multiple times that we didn't even want to see them in the play-in tournament, but here they are winning their first game that they needed to win. So we got to give them some credit. We were a little bit wrong on this Pacers team. Let's see if they can keep it up. Let's see if this game was a fluke offensive game, or if this is truly what the Pacers can do. Karis LeVert's in the health and safety protocol, so expect him out at least for next game at least, and probably the first couple games if they make it into the playoffs. But if this team can kind of still play good without Karis LeVert, I don't even know if you bring him in back into the starting lineup when he gets back. Honestly, maybe off the bench, but what is working for us right now, and everybody's kind of playing free out there. Karis LeVert, they didn't really play this well, so we'll see what happens when he gets back, and there's definitely a decision to be made, but first things first, they got to beat the Wizards on Thursday. I believe they're going to play again, so got to get through that game first, and we'll see what happens at that game. Alrighty, now let's go to the Hornets now and why they disappointed us, man. Truly disappointed here. Non-competitive. Nobody was doing really any good, and that was it. So this was the starting lineup that they went with. LaMelo Ball at the 1, Terry Rozier at the 2, Miles Bridges at the 3, PJ Washington at the 4, and then Bismack Biyombo back at the 5. He only played 3 minutes because he was getting absolutely destroyed down there, and then Cody Zeller kind of really took over for the rest of the game at the 5. But even still, Cody Zeller's not good, Bismack Biyombo's not good. Probably having PJ Washington still at the 5 would have been their best option, but they didn't do that, and unfortunately you can't go and replay the game. So, LaMelo Ball, 14 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound, little light, 2 of 6 from the 3, 28% from the field on 14 shots, just really couldn't get it going. Terry Rozier, 16 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, all that was kind of decent. We kind of do need him to put up 20-plus points there, but he shot 0 of 9 from 3, just could not get it done. Bismack Biyombo, 0 points, 0 everything, he only played 3 minutes. PJ Washington, 8.7 rebounds on 30% from the field, just not getting it done as well. And then Miles Bridges, he had the best performance of the entire team, 23 points, led the team in scoring, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 2 of 5 from 3 and 62% on 16 shots, but at the end of the day, it's just nobody else was able to kind of get it done with him. So big flounders really by everybody. Off the bench, Malik Monk, 13 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, so that was kind of good. He shot 3 of 7 from 3, but Devontae Graham off the bench, this was the biggest flounder here. 4 points on 1 of 7 from 3. We need him. We need Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier both to put up like 20-plus points. Those are the shooters here of this Hornets team, and, they weren't shooting. They were not hitting last night, and that's why they floundered. So a little unfortunate here. This Hornets team were never the same ever since LaMelo Ball and Gordon Hayward got out of the starting lineup due to injury, and LaMelo Ball came back, Malik Monk came back, and they just never were able to find that same footing and same rhythm again, and now they're out here just getting absolutely destroyed in their last game of the season. So nothing good here by this Hornets team or the bench. And then we can finish off with Cody Zeller. He had 17 points and 3 rebounds and 2 assists. He shot 100%. He took 7 shots and hit them all. But at the end of the day, it's still going against Sabonis, who had 1 rebounds, just getting it done down low. So nothing great by this Hornets team. The Pacers were ready to play. The shooters were all shooting absolutely perfectly, and they were at home. So the home team won this game. Now let's go to this Wizards-Celtics game where the home team won again. The home team was ready to rock, so let's keep that in mind as we're picking the winners of tonight's action as well. So here we go. Wizards and the Celtics. Celtics get it done, and man, oh man, exactly how we said the Celtics had to win was how they had to win. Jason Tatum went for 50 points. 50 big old points, folks. We wanted him to take all the shots. He took 32 shots. He put up 50 points. He did exactly what he needed to do to win the game. So we give respect to Jason Tatum out here. We know he can carry. He is an A1 tier 1 player already, folks. I don't know why everybody seems surprised when Jason Tatum has a good game, and everyone's like, you know what, he's going to be a good player one day, and he's going to kind of be an elite level player one day. I'm like, he already is, folks. He's already been that. He's been single-handedly carrying the Celtics team for the last 2-3 seasons with Jaylen Brown. So I don't know what everybody's kind of so shocked about. Jason Tatum has already arrived. There is no, he's getting there. He is here, folks. He's been here. So Jason Tatum, 50 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. He shot 5 of 12 from the 3, 43% on 32 shots. I'll take that. I don't give a damn on the percentage. If you're putting up 50 points, I truly don't care. So very well done to Jason Tatum there. Evan Fournier, another flounder out here, 8 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds on 2 of 6 from 3 and 27% on 11 shots. Once again, Evan Fournier is not reliable. Luckily, Jason Tatum was. Robert Williams was the starting big here. We were kind of questioning whether he was going to be the starter or come off the bench. We didn't even know if he was playing. It was a game-time decision when we started to talk about it. But he did start. He didn't really kind of play more minutes. Tristan Thompson came off the bench with 29 minutes. So Robert Williams was just out there for the starter, and then Tristan Thompson really took over, and he had a great game off the bench. We're going to get to him in a second. But Robert Williams, 4 points, 4 rebounds in 14 minutes. Marcus Smart, kind of, little unfortunate night. 7 points. He had 6 assists. I'll give him that. 2 rebounds, but 1 of 5 from the 3. Kind of need him to be a little bit better than that. And then Kemba Walker, he had a great night as well. 29 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 6 of 14 from the 3, and 41% on 24 shots. So Kemba Walker stepping it up here, being kind of the true number 2 of the Celtics team, and we're definitely all about it. And everybody else just kind of floundered, but that's to be expected when you've got Jason Tatum taking 32 shots. I mean, Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum collectively took 55 shots or 56 shots, and they shot 96 shots all together as a team. So more than half just came by those 2 players, and they were able to get it done. Alrighty, and then off the bench, Aaron Nesmith still not doing anything great out here. 3 points on 4 shots, 1 of 4 from the 3. Tristan Thompson, he had 12 points and 12 rebounds. That was a pretty good night by him. Semi Ulije only played 8 minutes, 0 points. Peyton Pritchard only played 4 minutes, 0 points. Romeo Langford played 14 minutes, 3 points on 1 of 1 from the field, so well done for that. But once again, we cannot rely on anybody else to put up any meaningful points besides Jason Tatum. And Kemba Walker is still solid. He does give us about 20. This 29 points was a great surprise, but for Kemba Walker, so we will give him a lot of credit for last night. But well done to Jason Tatum. Kemba Walker, he got it done. But Evan Evan Fournier, he's going to need to step it up once they get into a 7-game series because Jason Tatum can't go for 50 every night. Maybe every other night, but not every night, and you're not going to win kind of a 7-game series just kind of being on every other night, especially when you're not going to have home court advantage for any of those games because you are the 7th seed. So you better hope that Evan Fournier can kind of pick up the slack a little bit here and there for the Celtics team to get it done. And then even when Evan Fournier gets it done, we are still going to need somebody off the bench. Not as kind of great. I mean, we're not asking for anything spectacular like 15 to 20. We're just asking for somebody on that bench to give us 10. And if Tristan Thompson can do that, if Aaron Nesmith or Peyton Pritchard can do it, that's what we're talking about. But we'll see how they play a 7-game series. They got it done in the play-in tournament game against the Wizards. Once again, not the hardest opponent, and we'll see how they kind of get it done in the first round of the playoffs when they have to face the Nets. Ugh. Yikes. And the Nets are going to have like a little bit of an easy cakewalk here in the first round because, I mean, they don't have any big to kind of hurt them. They're Tristan Thompson, Robert Williams. I'm taking Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan over them. I don't care. I'll take that. I'll take those two. I'll take Nicholas Claxton over everybody, over all the bigs in combined over those two teams. So the Nets got a little bailed out here. Don't have to face Russell Westbrook first round, which we definitely wanted to see. I wanted to see Russell Westbrook go against Kevin Durant and James Harden. I really wanted to see what Russell Westbrook would do in that situation. And unfortunately, we're going to have to kind of wait till a little bit later in the playoffs if that happens. And I don't really see the Wizards getting past the 76ers first round because Joel Embiid is going to absolutely destroy them down low. Alex Len cannot keep up. Maybe Robin Lopez. They're definitely going to have to rely on him, but we'll see. Alrighty, now let's talk about this Wizards team. Little lackluster, truly let us down last night. Alrighty, here we go. This was their starting lineup. Russell Westbrook at the 1, Raul Neto at the 2, Bradley Beal back at the 3. We kind of saw him at the 2 for a couple of the games down the stretch. Rui Hachimura at the 4, and Alex Len at the 5. So Russell Westbrook, 20 points, 5 assists, 14 rebounds. Lackluster with the assists, and we know he is the triple-double king, and he just could not get anybody else involved in this game. So Russell Westbrook, 4 turnovers, only 5 assists, truly couldn't get it done as well as he can and has showed. Bradley Beal, only 22 points. So, I mean, they both only put up 20 points, folks. I mean, we needed somebody to really get the heavy load of the scoring done, like a Kemba Walker with the 29, like Jason Tatum with the 50, and Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook came up a little short of that. Rui Hachimura, once again, not a great game. He shot well, but only 8 points. We needed the scoring to come from somewhere else. Once again, Russell Westbrook only having those 5 assists, not getting everybody involved. And if Russell Westbrook's not getting everybody involved, nobody can get involved themselves. I mean, these are not A1 players. I mean, Rui Hachimura, Alex Len, Raul Neto, Davis Bertans, Daniel Gafford, or any of those A1, Ish Smith, or any of those A1 Tier 1 players that can create their own open shot consistently? No. So Russell Westbrook only having 5 assists, truly letting the team down. Rui Hachimura, like we said, the 8 points on 4 or 5 from the field, so very well done that. Efficient, but not the points that we need. Alex Len, 5 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 8 from down low. Once again, the big is, of the Celtics is better than Alex Len. Alex Len's the worst big. And then the Celtics have the second worst bigs, and now the Nets are going to have the third worst bigs, the third best bigs, I should say. I think I kind of flipped that around a little bit, but y'all know the bigs are bad here. The bigs are bad here. So Alex Len, 5 points, 4 rebounds. He only played 11 minutes. Robin Lopez played a lot of minutes. Daniel Gafford, Davis Bertans played a lot of minutes. Raul Neto in the starting lineup, 0 points on 2 shots. Daniel Gafford off the bench, 12 points, 5 rebounds. Already was efficient, 6 of 7 from the field. Davis Bertans let us down, 4 points on 0 of 7 from 3. Come on, Davis Bertans. We need you to be the third best scorer out here, and you weren't even close to the third best. Ish Smith had a great night, 17 points, 8 rebounds. He was efficient, 6 of 8 from the field. He had a 3, only 1 taken, 1 made. Very well done. So he definitely got it done, but we need other players. Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook let us down, and everybody else really floundered in this game. So, Wizards, they've got one more chance to get into the play-in tournament, but the way that those Pacers players were shooting the ball last night, man, oh man, I don't know if anybody's going to I don't know if the Wizards are going to be able to beat them. Regardless, whatever happens, both these teams get swept the first round anyway. So that was the NBA from last night. Do we have to make any changes here? Because we did predict that the Wizards win. They get to the 7th seed, and the Celtics, we predicted them to lose, so they got to the 8th seed. It seems to possibly be flipped. We'll break it down a little bit once we have the actual seeding kind of guaranteed, and then we'll kind of go back to what we predicted and what we said. But we had the Celtics and the Wizards losing first round anyway, so it's not going to really matter in the long run. So we don't have to kind of go back and kind of fix a series because we have them both losing the first round anyway. So don't think it's going to change now that the Celtics have to face the Nets. I mean, the Nets in the Celtics shooting power, even if that is the same, even if that is 100% kind of evenly matched, which it's not, because I can rely on 3 Nets scores where I can really only rely on two at most with the Celtics, and then the Celtics have a worse bigs. So the Nets are not going to have any trouble with the Celtics. Probably a 4-0 sweep, 4-1 gentleman sweep. Nothing too competitive there. Alrighty, let's talk about today's action and talk about today's lines and hopefully do a little bit better. We struck out both games yesterday, so let's learn from our mistakes and get our money back and more. Money back and more. Doesn't that sound good? So here we go. Spurs, Grizzlies, 7:30 ESPN, and then the granddaddy, the king of them all here, Warriors, Lakers, 10 o'clock ESPN, going to be absolutely magnifico. So let's see what these lines are, get the lines updated, and then make our official selections. Alrighty, these game lines, let's get the ins and outs ready as well. Alright, so here we go. First game up, Grizzlies, Spurs. Grizzlies minus 4.5, Spurs plus 4.5. Darn, I do like the Grizzlies to win. Let's see who's all in here. Alrighty, for the Spurs, Derek White is out. Trey Lyles is a game-time decision. Daquan Jeffries is out, and Luka Samanik is out, so no real big names out for the Spurs. And then for the Grizzlies, just Grayson Allen is a game-time decision with an abdomen injury. Let's see if we get any updated news on him. Any updated Grayson Allen news? Doesn't seem like it. No new news here on NBA Fantasy Labs. And he is still questionable for Wednesday, 18 hours ago. So we have no more information on Grayson Allen. He's not going to be a huge factor in this game. All right, so what won yesterday in the NBA play-in tournament? The home teams won and the better shooters won, and I think we have better scorers on the Grizzlies than the Spurs. The Spurs team really kind of just hit and miss, hot and cold all season long. This Grizzlies team, they get it done defensively as long as Dillon Brooks doesn't foul out. They'll be good, and John Morant is going to get it done, and Jonas Valanciunas down low. I think he's the best big down there, and he's at home. So we're going to swallow the 4.5 here for the Grizzlies. They get it done. And then the Warriors and the Lakers. Warriors plus 5.5. Lakers minus 5.5. Lakers at home. Real interesting here. Let's see if everybody's good to go. Damian Lee is out, and Kelly Oubre Jr. is out for the Warriors, so that's good. We don't want Kelly Oubre Jr. in at all, not even in and out of the bench. I mean, they don't play as well with Kelly Oubre than without him. They truly don't need him, so it's kind of good that he's out a little bit. And then everybody is good to go for the Lakers. No game time decisions. LeBron's good to go. Anthony Davis is good to go. Schroeder is good to go. So they're going to have they've got their lineup. They got what they've been rocking with, what they were weren't they like the 2 seed, 3rd seed for the longest time when everybody was starting? But we're going to take the points here. We're going to take the 5.5 points here for the Warriors. What won last night? The score ability, the high-paced, quick, I can hit a 3, then come back down, hit another one, then come back down, hit another one. That's 9 points. If we're tied, we're up 9. If we were down by 2, we're up 7. If we were down by 4, we're up 5. If we were down by 8, we're back in it. We're back up a point. So, this Warriors team has that ability. So Steph Curry can do it. We also know that this Warriors team and Steph Curry always plays up to their competition. They also play down to their competition, but this Lakers team at full strength is a great team. So expect the Warriors to be kind of firing on all cylinders. LeBron, Steph Curry, they have history. They're both going to go 1,000,000% in this game trying to get the win. But we're going to take the points here with the Warriors. We think this is going to be a close game. Hopefully, this may be the only close playing tournament game. This Grizzlies-Spurs team game can kind of get out of control a little bit, in my opinion. Let's go, before we kind of move off of this, I do kind of want to go back to this Grizzlies and Spurs and kind of look at their schedule like we did yesterday on the show for the first playing tournament games, where we kind of looked at the matchups and saw what they did against each other. Now, that didn't really work out too well for us in the long run, so we're not going to put too much weight into it. But let's see what was going on when they faced each other. So the Grizzlies and the Spurs, they met the first game of the season. Grizzlies lost 131-119, but it's the first game of the season. Are we going to weight that heavy? Their second meeting, second and third, here we go, January 30th and February 1st, facing back-to-back here, and they win it both times. Grizzlies win at San Antonio on the road, 129-112, big ol' win there, and then they also win at San Antonio, 133-102, so this Grizzlies team is able to lock up that Spurs team. Was that their last time facing? January and February? Yes, it was. So, all right, so we're still very confident on this Grizzlies over the Spurs, my Grizzlies minus 4.5. And we're still going to take this Warriors team plus 5.5 here. I like Steph Curry here. I like his scoreability, and that's what won yesterday. Home teams and big scoreability. Lakers are the home team, but they don't have that big scoreability. I can't trust any of their outside shooters. Warriors on the road, but I can trust Steph Curry. So I'll take the Warriors plus 5.5 here. They keep it close. We'll take the points. So our moneymaker, trying to get back on track tonight, Grizzlies minus 4.5, Warriors plus 5.5. Alrighty, now let's head over to our Rookie of the Year discussion, folks. We just did our MVP yesterday. We crowned Jokic as the MVP. So now let's talk about our Rookie of the Year. And now there's really kind of just two big names out there, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. So we're really just going to kind of focus on those two. Tyrese Halliburton also in the mix a little bit. You know, he played for the Kings, kind of floundered. The Kings had the opportunity to try to get into the play-in tournament. Unfortunately floundered a little bit. And then, you know, his stats here, Tyrese Halliburton, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, only played 58 games also. But, you know, when we look at Anthony Edwards, he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2.9. We'll round it up to 3 assists. So really just kind of, you know, Anthony Edwards did everything better than, you know, Tyrese Halliburton besides the assisting. But then we have LaMelo Ball with these 6 assists, so better than Tyrese Halliburton. So Tyrese Halliburton was never even the best of one category. So we're really not going to focus too much on him. Never really had that huge impact. I mean, we heard LaMelo Ball get upgraded from the bench in the starting lineup, and that was kind of his moment that he kind of took the league by storm. Anthony Edwards kind of took the league by storm by just getting it done himself on that Timberwolves team, trying his best, because Karl Anthony Towns missed a lot of games, D'Angelo Russell missed a lot of games. So, you know, it was just him there by himself, and he started to make a name for himself, putting up the, you know, almost, you know, scoring like 20 points every game, getting it done, being that main scorer. So we just never really got that by Tyrese Halliburton. He never had his kind of big game, big stretch of games that really kind of put his name on the map in the national media, having everybody talk about him. So unfortunate there by Tyrese Halliburton. We're really not going to pay too much attention to him here. Same thing to go with Jae'Sean Tate, and really no fault of his own here, because this kind of Rockets team was still big old dysfunctional the entire year with, you know, the whole saga of Victor Oladipo and John Wall and Christian Wood, and then them all being out and getting traded away, and then bringing Kelly Olynyk, and then Kelly Olynyk was basically the best player on this team, and it was just him out there. So same thing here with Jae'Sean Tate. The stats were a little lackluster as well. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Like we said, LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards, they've got the better stats overall than these other ones, and Jae'Sean Tate really just kind of snuck under the radar, never really made his big ol' appearance there. So we're really not going to, you know, you can kind of make the argument, I guess, for these two players, Jae'Sean Tate and Tyrese Halliburton. I would not agree, but you can make your case, I guess. So we're really just going to be focusing on here Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. So let's start talking about them. The first thing we've got to talk about is the stats. What were they doing the entire season? So here we go. Let's start with Anthony Edwards. 19 points a game. Very well done. I think he led all the rookies in scoring. I believe that. 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists every game. Very well done. He shot 41% from the field. A little lackluster there, but 32% from 3. Once again, just kind of on par. 33%. It's kind of the average. He's at 32.9. So, you know, basically the 33, basically the average. And now LaMelo Ball, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Very well done with the 6 assists. Absolutely magnificent. He shot 43% from the field. Once again, just kind of meh. And 35% from 3, which is pretty solid there. So he shot 75% from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards shot 77, so kind of the same there. So the big kind of disparities here is that LaMelo Ball was the better passer, but, Anthony Edwards was the better scorer. And when we looked at kind of, who the players were on their teams, LaMelo Ball was passing to Terry Rozier, who's cashing out from 3, Devontae Graham, who's cashing out from 3, and Gordon Hayward, their best kind of scorer out there, he was able to pass the ball. So LaMelo Ball had better opportunities, better players to cash in on those assists. Plus, he was also a point guard. That's his job, to have the assists, facilitate the floor. So Anthony Edwards only having the 2.9, never had those kind of cash out players on his team. Karl Anthony Towns really, missed a lot of games. I think he missed like 20 games. D'Angelo Russell missed like 30 games. So those are players that can cash out, but Anthony Edwards didn't have the luxury of playing with them all season long. So that's where we can kind of, excuse the only 3 assists that he was having every single game, and we really don't think that should hurt him too much in the Rookie of the Year discussion. All right, so stats-wise, I think I give it to Anthony Edwards. Those 19 points, when you have to score, LaMelo Ball wasn't able to put up those points like that. So I think we have to give the slight edge to Anthony Edwards in the overall stats column. All right, the other thing we have to look at is how many games they played. Anthony Edwards played every single game, and we have to weigh that so heavily, folks. It has to be a huge reason. That's why we can't give Joel Embiid the MVP. He missed 20 games. Anthony Edwards played every single game. Jokic played every single game. You have to respect that, folks. Taking care of your body, not being injured, it's a skill, folks. And I know luck does have, a little bit to play in there, but these players that are able to play every single game, you have to respect that, and you have to weigh that more heavy than a player that missed 20 games that was able to kind of get the rest. I know they were recovering from injury, but they were still able to get the rest. Anthony Edwards out there every single game. So once again, another slight edge here to Anthony Edwards for the Rookie of the Year. LaMelo Ball only played 51 games, missed 20 games. Unfortunate. And also, let's go to this now. Since we're bringing up games lost, let's see what the Hornets were doing without LaMelo Ball. Were they still winning games? Were they losing? Did they lose all the games that LaMelo Ball did not play? Or were they just kind of the same exact thing with LaMelo Ball than without? Because if you're not going to make that impact on your team that, we're kind of winning the same games with and without you, are you the Rookie of the Year at that point? Are you that valuable to your team? So let's see what they were doing without LaMelo Ball. Let's see how many wins and losses. So they got a win against the Spurs, a win against the Rockets, a win against the Heat. That's a pretty good win there. We'll take that. So 3 wins there. They beat the Wizards. They beat the Pacers. They beat the Thunder. They beat the Bucks. Wow, they beat the Bucks by 8? Whoa, very well done. Let me just quickly see. Was everybody playing this game for the Bucks? The Bucks. Where are we at with the Bucks? Bucks here, their starters. No, their starters were Bobby Portis, Brian Forbes, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, Jeff Teague, and Jordan Norwa. So they weren't even starting all their players, so that's not a good quality win. It's still a win. We're still going to count it. So we're at 7 wins so far. Then they beat the Blazers. Very well done there. They beat the Cavs. They beat the Celtics. They beat the Celtics by 21. Was everybody playing in this game? Let's double check this real quick. Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Okay, they were starting everybody. All right, now that's a good win we're talking about. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wins, and that is it. So 10 wins there. How many losses? They lose against the Clippers. They lose against the Suns. They lose against the Nets. They lose against the Celtics. They lose against the Hawks. They lose against the Lakers. They lose against the Cavs. They lose against the Nets again. They lose against the Knicks, the Bulls. They lose against the Bucks. They lose against the Celtics. So they lost. They went 10-12 in this stretch, and they lost against all the good teams, non-competitive against the best teams, able to beat the worst teams without LaMelo Ball. Does that really prove anything to us? Not really. Not able to. Well, actually, that kind of speaks to LaMelo Ball because they were winning against the bad teams but losing against the good teams. So they didn't beat any of the good teams. So that's always a good scenario for LaMelo Ball here. Let's get the win percentage of 10 wins and 22 wins. 10 wins, 12 losses during that stretch. So that's a .45 win percentage, a 45% win percentage here. Let's see what their overall record is, with LaMelo Ball and just kind of what they were doing all season long. So this Hornets team overall was .45. So they were .45 with and .45 without LaMelo Ball. So the same exact team with LaMelo Ball and without LaMelo Ball. They just weren't beating the good teams, and they weren't really beating the good teams anyway with LaMelo Ball. So really made no too much of an impact in that regards of the overall schedule regards. Where Anthony Edwards, he played every game. What was his final win percentage looking like? We know they were lackluster. They finished at .31, only 23 wins. So, all right, a little unfortunate there. All right, now what else do we have to check out? Let's do another thing I want to check out here is how they were progressing down the stretch of the season, because we want to see you get better every single game. We want to see you get better, especially if you're a rookie. I mean, you should not be good game one and then floundering the rest of the season, or good for the first 2 months and then floundering for the rest of the season. I mean, that just shows that you've got worse. That's not good. So let's go to their splits here and see what they were doing month by month. Were any of these players getting better? Were they just stagnant all season? So let's get that. So let's start here with Anthony Edwards in December. He was playing 25 minutes a game, averaged 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was a minus 11.5 on the floor during that month. And then in January, the next month, playing still 25 minutes, points went down to 13, rebounds went up to 3, and assists stayed the same, but minus went down to 8. So getting better, getting it done defensively on the floor. Then in February, played 32 minutes, so upgrading, his minutes. Now he's probably the starter here. I think was he starting the entire season? How many games did he start? He started 55 games, so 17 games, first 2 months, taking it slow, easing them in. Now February, playing 32 minutes in the starting role, 16 points. Points went up, points shot up, thankfully. Rebounds shot up, thankfully. Assists shot up there once he got into that starting role, and then his minus went down again, 6.9. So minus 6.9 on the floor, getting it done, getting better. Then March comes. Playing 35 minutes coming up again. Points went up dramatically, 24 points in March, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And he was still, a minus 7, minus 6.9 in February, and then a minus 7.1 in March. So still kind of the same. April here, playing 34 minutes, still, the same amount there. 21 points. Points came down a little bit. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Rebounds stayed the same. Assists went up. But then look at this, a minus 3, getting better. Now that Karl Anthony Towns are kind of getting back in the rhythm here. D'Angelo Russell, now that he's having actually some good players to play around with, he's getting better on the floor. And then in May, the very last month, playing 36 minutes a game, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, having his best play here in the last month when everybody's on the floor. He's getting it done. He's playing the minutes, and look at this, folks, a plus 7.8 in the final month. Getting better every game, getting better every month, and we respect the heck out of that for Anthony Edwards. Now let's go to LaMelo Ball. How was he looking? We know that, he started off the bench and got to the starting lineup, so, getting better at that regard. But let's see what he's looking like here month to month. So, December. Here we go. 20 minutes played, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a minus 2.8 on the floor. January, playing 26 minutes a game, 12 points, points went up, 6 rebounds went up, and assists went up to 6, so getting better there. Then February comes, playing 34 minutes, now he's in the starting lineup officially. 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Yes, sir. That's basically close to his average there. He's a plus 0.4 on the floor, so still squeaking out a plus there. We'll take it. And then he missed the entire month of April, truly unfortunate. And then March comes, so now he's back in the lineup after missing a month. And, his minutes came down a little bit to 27, putting up 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, back to a minus 3.2 on the floor. And then May, 29 minutes a game, 15 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, a minus 7.2 on the floor. So, after that injury, he was just never quite the same. And I really think that's kind of the difference here. And I really think that's the pure solidification here of Anthony Edwards over LaMelo Ball for Rookie of the Year. LaMelo Ball, maybe caught some hot streak there with this Hornets team once he got to that starting lineup. But after the injury, they were just never quite the same. They could never get it going. I understand, the injury is truly unfortunate here. But we just saw Anthony Edwards literally getting better every single month. He wasn't even playing. We'll break it down right here. Karl Anthony Towns, he only played 50 games. He missed a lot in the starting month. Once again, kind of hurting Anthony Edwards in that beginning. And then Karl Anthony Towns comes back in January, or in February, mid-February here. But D'Angelo Russell is not there, folks. D'Angelo Russell didn't come back till April, and that's kind of when we saw the drastic turnaround here by Anthony Edwards, because it's not all him. You can't rely on a rookie to get it done himself. I mean, no rookie does that besides LeBron, and he came out of high school, so you give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, we just never see that happening here, that a rookie makes that much of an impact by himself year one. That just does not happen. So, once he was getting everybody good to go, then we start to see him hitting his stride in April, and then when he's had the practice with the teammates, May comes, he played 8 games, started 8 games, and bango, +7 on the floor, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. So it's just great scoring production, getting better after every single game, after every single month, where LaMelo just could not get back after the injury. And it's unfortunate, but you have to take that injury to account, folks. You can't live in April. You can't live, or not in April, you can't live in March. You can't live in March. You can't live in February. You have to live throughout the entire season. And Anthony Edwards got better every single month. And I got to give him the Rookie of the Year, folks. I cannot give LaMelo Ball the Rookie of the Year for missing 20 games and then not really kind of recovering to what they were. I mean, we can't take it into consideration. Well, maybe can we? What's the play-in tournament game counted as? It's not a regular season game, and it's not a playoff game. Can we still count that as Rookie of the Year potential games? Because he just floundered in it. So, without the game, we still give it to Anthony Edwards. With the game, we definitely give it to Anthony Edwards. So if you want to count the game or not, it's not going to make a difference here. He did not play well in that game. So just LaMelo Ball cannot get back to what he was before the injury. Truly unfortunate. Anthony Edwards was absolutely spectacular in May. We got to give it up for him. So Anthony Edwards, in our opinion, is Rookie of the Year, folks. Alrighty, and now let's head over to our NFL schedule, where we're breaking down every single game of every single week, predicting the winners all the way to the Super Bowl of this season. 4 months before the regular season officially begins, we will be crowning the winner. So after 8 weeks, let's recap on what we did so far. After 8 weeks, we got the Steelers at the top of the AFC North at 5-2. The Colts at the top of the AFC South at 8-0. The Bills at the top of the AFC East at 5-2. And the Chiefs at the top of the AFC West at 8-0. What did we just hit there? Did we just... I think I clicked something. Not good. Alrighty. Doesn't seem like anything went wonky. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Back to the NFC North. Now the leader of the NFC North as the Packers at 6-2. Bucks at top of the NFC South at 7-1. The Giants at top of the NFC East at 5-3. And the Rams at top of the NFC West at 6-2 after 8 weeks. So let's go to week 9, predict the winners, and see what's going to shake out here in the seeding. So here we go. Jets at the Colts, and come on, easy peasy here. Robert Saleh versus Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. What do you know? It's Colts all day. Colts at home, especially. Come on, easy there. Browns at the Bengals should be a pretty good one, but I'm going to take the Browns here on the road. I like their defense. I like their offense. In this Bengals team, we still are little question marks on the offense. I don't know how good Joe Burrow is going to look after that injury. He should be fine, but how's his play going to look? We just talked about him today. He is good to go for week 1. Most likely he's on track, but that injury is gruesome, and maybe a little PTSD from that potential. All right, Texans at the Dolphins. This one's easy. Dolphins get the win. We just robbed them. We made their franchise trash in the front office, and now we're going to make this franchise trash on the field. Texans at Dolphins. Texans try to want to get kind of the revenge for the Dolphins swindling them with that Laramie Tunsil trade, but you're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Dolphins get the win. Bills at the Jags. Bills get it done on the road. This Jags team, they should be fine, but against this Bills great team, absolutely not. So Bills get the win on the road there. Ooh, we got some nice matchups here. Woof, at week 9. Packers at the Chiefs. Ooh, that's going to be a great one. But we're going to take the Chiefs here. Chiefs at home. Got to give it up for him. Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes. He kind of flounders. I mean, Aaron Rodgers kind of flounders when he has to play the elite competition at quarterback. We just saw him flounder against, Tom Brady. Now he's going to have to do it against Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes there with the win. All right, then we get the Broncos at the Cowboys, and I think this is going to be a real solid game here. And I'm going to call the Broncos to pull off the upset on the road. I mean, this Broncos defense, I think, is going to be very, very solid this season. And the Cowboys, like we said, they got Dan Quinn as their defensive coordinator. I cannot trust that man, folks. He got it done with the Legion of Boom. Is that impressive? Come on. I mean, and this Cowboys team just has absolutely garbage defense. So no way we're trusting this Cowboys team. Alrighty, Chargers at the Eagles. Ooh, this is going to be a good one as well. We're going to give the Eagles some love here, getting a win at home. Nick Sirianni, week 9, trying to get everything figured out. Chargers on the road, maybe overlook this game a little bit. We'll give the Eagles some love here with the win. All right, the Raiders coming off of a bye going to the Giants here. So, real interesting game here. The Raiders coming off the bye should be good, but I really love what this Giants team is doing, especially offensively. And now we're kind of hitting the midway season mark here with this Raiders team, week 9. And if we're following the trend of what happened the last 2 seasons with the Raiders of floundering at the back half of the season, this could potentially be the start of it. So, Raiders coming off of the bye. Hopefully they study, but at the end of the day, I'm going to take this Giants team at home. Patriots at the Panthers. I'm going to give it up for this Patriots team here. Patriots defense against Sam Darnold. They've got history with each other. This Patriots team with Cam Newton, ex-Panther, wanting to kind of prove himself. And I think the Patriots get the win over the Panthers. Titans at the Rams. Now, we got to take this Rams team. This defense of the Rams should be solid all season. This Titans team, the defense should be good, but how's Ryan Tannehill going to look? We're going to take Matt Stafford in this Rams defense over, unfortunately, Derrick Henry and that Titans emerging good defense, potentially. Vikings at the Ravens, and the Ravens are coming off of a bye. That's going to be easy peasy there. Lamar Jackson, I don't think this Vikings team is going to be able to keep up with him. Offensively or defensively, they can't do either of those. Then the Bears at the Steelers, and I'm going to take the Steelers here. Week 9, so if Andy Dalton is starting here for the Bears, I'm sure he's not going to be by week 9. In the Steelers team, the defense and Najee Harris, I think they're going to be really hitting their stride. Big Ben just has to be game manager back half of the season, and we're really just kind of counting on the Steelers defense to really pull through most of the time here. So we'll have the Steelers with the win. Monday Night Football as well. Steelers at home. Got to give it up for that. Alrighty, here we go. Another game. Cardinals at the 49ers. Once again, a division game. So I'm going to give it to the 49ers for the home team there. And then the Falcons at the Saints here. The Saints team, man, I'm really not sure how their offense is going to look. That is truly the big question mark here. How are these quarterbacks going to come in through their competition and really kind of pan out? Are they going to be able to really kind of replicate? It doesn't even have to be 100%, but at least some 80% on what Drew Brees can kind of do throughout the entire season. But we'll have the Saints here at home. They get the win over the Falcons. Division game at home. We'll give the Saints the win. Alrighty, let's do week 10. Here now, and then we'll end it there for the day. So here we go. Ravens at the Dolphins, Thursday Night Football. Now, it is Thursday Night Football, so, you never really can kind of get a firm gauge on how, you would expect the Ravens to beat the Dolphins, but it's Thursday Night Football. At home, the Dolphins, Ravens, just coming off of, who did they have last week? The Vikings, they came off the bye, so maybe they are ready to go a little bit more. Dolphins coming off the Texans, so really kind of 2 easier opponents coming into this Thursday Night Football game. Call me crazy. I'm going to take the Dolphins at home here. Thursday Night Football, Brian Flores. Let's see what this defense can do. Lamar Jackson coming off of a shorter week. Maybe he's not ready to go either, so I'm going to take the Dolphins here. Jags at the Colts. Once again, oh my God, this Colts team, 2 easy weeks here. Woo, Colts easy peasy against the Jags, no problem. Bills at the Jets here, and I can't even give the Jets the win at home for this year. There's no way. I'm not believing in Robert Saleh that much quite yet. I think he's probably the best of the rookie head coaches this season, but that's not saying much when you're going against Dan Campbell. So I'm going to take the Bills there on the road. Browns at the Patriots. Ooh, Baker Mayfield, Bill Belichick. Ooh, how does this one play out? Patriots at home here, but I do like what this Browns team can do, and I'm not 100% buying into this Patriots team just quite yet. I'm going to take the Browns. The defense is able to kind of handle Cam Newton. It's not dangerous to me, folks. Those tier 2 wide receivers that they brought in, the tier 2 tight ends that they brought in during their extravagant spending during the offseason before the draft, that's not impressing me, folks, especially with Cam Newton. Now, if you give me Aaron Rodgers with those weapons, yeah, I can get behind that. Tom Brady with those weapons, Matt Stafford with those weapons. Who else with those weapons? I'll take Patrick Mahomes with those weapons. I'll take Carson Wentz with those weapons. But I cannot take Cam Newton with those weapons. I've got the Browns winning on the road. Chiefs at the Raiders. The Chiefs get it done. The Chiefs are going to have their vengeance on this Raiders team all season long because they kind of ended the perfect season. The Chiefs lost the last week of the season, and they also lost against the Raiders. Those were their 2 losses last season, right? They were 14-2 last year. So they're going to be on their A game to beat these Raiders, punish them for what they did last season, and there's really no contest. Chiefs on the road. Eagles at the Broncos. Broncos at home. I'm going to take that all day. Broncos at home. Mile high. Let's see what Teddy Bridgewater's looking like in the defense at home. Solid. So, yeah. Nick Sirianni traveling. Probably not going to be good this entire season. Then we get the Vikings at the Chargers. This one should be a good one as well. What do we got there? What do we got the Chargers record at? What's the Chargers record at right now? 4-4, and the Vikings are 3-4. I'm trying not to have. I mean, I'm looking at the AFC South right now, and it's Colts at 10-0, and then the second place is Titans at 2-7, the Jags at 1-8, and the Texans at 1-8. Now, I mean, these are trash teams we're going to be talking about, and maybe the Titans aren't going to be this bad. And I'm trying not to hammer home or hammer down one team. But I also don't want record to play into it a little bit. But maybe record does have to play into it a little bit. But Vikings at the Chargers here. Going to be a good one, but I'm going to take the Chargers at home. I really think that Justin Herbert is going to take kind of another step here. And the first step, that rookie year step, was absolutely fantastic. And this Chargers team, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on this head coach and the organization at the kind of front office level because they just fired Anthony Lynn for losing all the close games. So, I mean, if you're going to believe that, they found the right head coach and they're making the right decision, and they really firmly believe that Anthony Lynn was the main reason why they were losing all those close games, then you got to expect that they win these kind of the teams that are similar to them at home. You would have to expect that this Chargers team wins those games this year. So I'm going to take the Chargers there at home over the Vikings. Lions coming off of a bye against the Steelers, and the Lions lose another one. They go 0-9, folks. That's easy. The Steelers defense is going to absolutely eat this Lions team alive. They've got no weapons for Jared Goff. I am a believer in Jared Goff, but I'm not a believer in anybody else on that team. DeAndre Swift should have a solid season this year, but he fumbled a lot last year, really kind of bungled it in the big-time scenarios last year, and that's just Dan Campbell. Zero trust there. Zero believing in, zero trust. I've got nothing. But let's keep going here. Saints at the Titans. I'm going to give the Titans a little love here and say they get the win. The defense steps it up here. They beat the Saints on the road. Panthers at the Cardinals now, and I'm going to take this Cardinals team. Sam Darnold, there's nothing to me that proves that he's going to work out in this league. I know that he was with Adam Gase, and I can definitely understand that. I put that excuse on there, absolutely. Sam Darnold is better than what Adam Gase tried to do with him. I understand that. But year one with this Panthers team, seeing what Teddy Bridgewater did last year, I don't know if Sam Darnold is going to be able to replicate that year one and try to get a little bit better than that, especially against this Cardinals team late in the season. I'm not buying it. Cardinals get the win. Falcons at the Cowboys now. Should be a pretty decent game here. Falcons just got blown out. Didn't they get blown out? It was like a real wonky game, real high scoring, and then the onside kick the Cowboys got, and then they beat the Falcons. Something along those lines, I believe, happened this season. So the Falcons potentially trying to kind of overcome that, and this Cowboys defense trying to kind of, Dan Quinn maybe trying to scheme a little bit too hard to kind of shut down that Falcons offense. I'm going to have the Falcons winning. You may think it's the opposite with Dan Quinn trying to do his all here, but I don't trust Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator, especially going against this Falcons team that has pieces everywhere, especially freaking Kyle Pitts at the tight end position. Oh my God, he's going to be running all over this Cowboys team. They're not going to be able to stop him, especially when you have to guard Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, speedsters, tall A1 tier 1 wide receivers. Oh my gosh. Oof, this Falcons offense, I can't wait to watch it work, and it's definitely going to get it done week 10 here at the Cowboys. Oh, yo, whoa, then we get another good matchup here, week 10. Buccaneers coming off of the bye at Washington, who's also coming off of a bye. And why is this game real interesting? Because we just saw it in the first round of the playoffs last season. And the Washington defense was really getting after Tom Brady and making it really competitive. So this one's going to be a real good game here. And I'm going to call it a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to take Washington at home over this Bucs team. Yes, sir, Washington gets back on track with the win defensively. And they beat the Bucs. Yes, sir. Seahawks at the Packers. Seahawks coming off of a bye at the Packers. So I'm going to take the Seahawks here with the win. This Seahawks defense against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers with Seahawks defense with that bye. Studying Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take the Seahawks with the win there. And then the Rams at the 49ers. I know the 49ers, they are in the same division, and the 49ers are at home, but I really love what this Rams defense is going to be able to do this season. Jimmy Garoppolo, how well he's going to really kind of start and be able to keep playing throughout this entire season. So I'm going to take the Rams here, really separating themselves in the NFC here. They are able to beat the 49ers. Alrighty. So, after 10 weeks, anything change here in the standings? Steelers at 7-2, top of the AFC North. Colts, top of the AFC South at 10-0. Bills, at top of the AFC East at 7-2. Chiefs, at top of the AFC West at 10-0. Packers, top of the NFC North at 6-4. Buccaneers, top of the NFC South at 7-2. Giants, at top of the NFC East NFC East at 6-3. And the Rams are top of the NFC West at 8-2. All right, so nothing really has changed here. The division leaders are all still the same here. So we've got some real bad teams over so far for 10 weeks. We got the Bengals at 2-7. We got the Titans at 3-7. The Jags at 1-8. The Texans at 1-8. The Jets at 1-8. Patriots at 5-5, kind of 500 right there. Raiders at 2-7, 49ers at 4-5, Eagles at 2-8, Cowboys at 3-5, Panthers at 2-8, Saints at 2-7, Lions at 0-9, Vikings at 3-5, Bears at 4-5. So we've really got big disparity in this league, and I really don't want to see this. I don't want to see this actually come true here. I don't want to see good, like the division leaders are only the good teams and everybody else is kind of trash here. We got the Browns close at 7-3, challenging the Steelers there. We've got the Dolphins challenging the Bills at 7-3. We've got the Broncos challenging the Chiefs at 7-3. We've got the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Seahawks at 6-3. Cardinals at 7-3, challenging the Rams there. Washington challenging the Giants at 4-5. Falcons kind of challenging the Bucs at 5-4. And maybe the Bears kind of challenging the Packers at 4-5. But, some big kind of disparity here in the talent. And hopefully we get a little bit of a closer overall season. But this is how we see it playing out 10 weeks into the season. And I really kind of don't want this to happen, but we'll see. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Let's see if anything has been breaking as we were live. Anything live breaking news? Oh my God, is this Derrick Henry reworking out again? I'll never get tired of watching this man work out. Just an absolute beast of a specimen of an athlete. I respect the hell out of the grind. I respect the hell out of the work ethic. I respect the hell out of the production that he shows us every single season. Cannot wait to watch that man again. Alrighty, does not seem like anything has been breaking. So we will leave it at that for today, and we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully a little bit richer, with those moneymakers, hopefully doing a little bit better than yesterday's picks. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We're back tomorrow doing it all over again. Alrighty, folks, we're out of here. We're back tomorrow live noon Eastern. Twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Alrighty, folks.